now we'll be thinking that bottled water is more secure than pure water, but there's no difference. You buy a pure water for 20 naira, you buy bottled water for 150 or 200, but there's no difference. Somebody like me, I don't know the difference between Coke now. It's hard for me to take Coke because the fake one are everywhere in the market. It is hard for me to drink malt, Guinness malt. Fake one have taken over the market.
The truth about the water is it will be considered very unsafe because in recent episodes, especially with drinks, it has been seen clearly that there are a lot of fake manufacturers everywhere. So if you check, if you also go for most of the packaged food also, you find out clearly that a lot of packaged food in Nigeria are actually unsafe because of the the manufacturing process. And also, it looks more like they are duplicates of manufacturers. You have Mr. A producing this, you find out that tomorrow Mr. B is equally producing same with same package. So if you ask me, considerably, you would actually see that a lot of packaged items today in Nigeria are unsafe. And personally, I do not encourage anybody to eat packaged food. Let's go back to where we started from. The old method of planting, having a natural food, and living healthy.
There are some packaged food that are a bit safe, and there are some that are not safe because people have capitalized the packaged food as being something that is being conducive, being clean, and yet still they still use that opportunity to infuse in things that are not genuine. So I believe the government should look into whatever that is being packaged and look if it is something that is safe for consumption. And being safe for consumption will also mean checking out the availability of it, checking out how safe the product is. That is to say, if the product is a NAFDAC registered product. And if it is a NAFDAC registered product, means that NAFDAC must have scrutinized such product to see if it is safe or not before giving out for consumption. So I believe the government should look into the safeness of that product by looking at the NAFDAC. Each product are being registered, and if they are not registered, the government should look into it and make sure that such things are not being bring out for public use.
Before now, NAFDAC used to do better. We are talking during the era of the late Dora Akunyili. So, if I'm not mistaken, and but after then, the strength NAFDAC have or their powers were being diminished by the emergency of fake products in Nigeria. Like few months back, or if I'm not last month or thereabout, there were videos of NAFDAC in their little way trying to checkmate the irregular produced goods in Nigeria. We saw videos of drinks being produced in a shop with big gallons of where they produce can malt, different drinks, ever drinks, and thereabout, in a gallon, in a butter, food coloring and the rest. And I'm sure those goods are not consumable, but they do it in a way that they sample others' goods and then push it to the market. How they push it to the market is what we don't know. But how is it distributed? Because every goods have its own marketer. We saw fake Coke, we saw fake ever drink, we saw fake soda, we saw fake malt, and so many other goods. And these goods are bad to be consumed.
I don't think the government is doing enough. For instance, the regulatory bodies like NAFDAC, you consider that it's either they are short-staffed or they are corrupt. If you ask me, either they are short-staffed or corrupt. Because how can we have a population of more than 250 million people, and if there must be even a report to NAFDAC, you ask 20 people now, they can't tell you that they know any contact number of NAFDAC, and that simply shows that there is no their purpose in Nigeria clearly is not defined. Check other countries. You cannot go to the UK and most of these countries and see packaged products in people's shop that are not even, we are not talking about close to expiration. We are talking about not being from the right manufacturer itself, not even produced properly. But today in Nigeria, is it from water? And that's why a thing like typhoid will actually remain prevalent in Nigeria. Typhoid, malaria, and all those form of disease are shared with food. H. pylori, for instance, ulcer would be prevalent in like a country like Nigeria, just because the process of even the thing that we take into our body is not regulated. It's not regulated. Is it the drugs? You go today, you see paracetamol A, paracetamol B, paracetamol C. Even the known paracetamol, you don't have duplicates of those different forms of those same paracetamol. So they are not helping the nation, if you ask me.
The government is really trying their possible best. You know, most times we do blame the government in some little things that we as citizens should take a responsibility of, because the government will do their best, but we citizens will want to inflict things so as to make profits, and by such doing we do things that ought not to be done, and at the tail end we blame the government. So I don't think the government should always be blamed. We citizens also have to do our own best to aid the government in keeping sure that whatever we are consuming should be good for us.
With you, I don't think government is doing enough right now. I don't think they are not doing enough. But I commend the action in tracking those shops. You will see in a place they are producing drink, it is not a place that somebody can live in. You understand? It is not a nice place to put. It is not at least if it's a company, the whole environment will look clean. It is not a best place to produce those food that somebody consume. And you talk about canned food, most of them are being imported without scrutiny. They are not being tested, just sent to the market. And the NAFDAC too is not doing enough in checkmating Nigeria produced goods. There was a customer that complained about a Nigeria produced tomato. Instead of the company to tackle the issue of the product being complained about, they went and arrested the lady that she's undermining their company, and the NAFDAC did not intervene, because NAFDAC should have intervened and checked the veracity of the statement of the lady that complained, because KYC is not your customer. But the company fails to know their customer. Even the regular complaint the girl made, they fail to tackle it. They fail to check the veracity of their statement. Rather, they attack her personality. It made her to the extent that she was forced to make a public apology. This is not supposed to be so. I am trying to join the Nigerian companies to do better, and the government to regulate the activities too. Check the goods that were being imported to Nigeria. Know whether it's consumable, because in Nigeria here people die every day, and when you go to hospital they give you list of what is wrong with you when you don't know where it started from, and it must be by the fake product, fake goods we consume here in Nigeria. Somebody like me, I don't know the difference between Coke now. It's hard for me to take Coke because the fake one are everywhere in the market. It is hard for me to drink malt. Guinness malt, fake one have taken over the market. So right now I only do it with water. Even I saw a video of a canned water, this bottled water, being just produced from a normal borehole. They just open it and pour it and then use something to seal it. It was not distilled. There's nothing that was being done to make sure that water is drinkable. But we call it bottled water. Now we will be thinking that bottled water is more secure than pure water, but there's no difference. You buy a pure water for 20 naira, you buy bottled water for 150 or 200, but there's no difference. There's no difference, because assuming the other one is supposed to be more distilled than the other one.